Hey guys, how are we doing today? It's awesome to see everyone. I hope we're all having a beautiful day. So today we're going to look at the Lumberjack PC305 planer thickness. So this is their 12-inch model. It's this one just here. This thing's a beast. I genuinely love it. I put a lot of time into buying tools. I'm a bit of a researcher. I hate to just go out and buy something on a whim. I do not do that, especially for this sort of money. So we put a lot of time and research into figuring out what the best option was. We saw this. Thought we'll give it a go, and I'm super pleased. So I'll show you how it works, all right? In a minute. So what we're going to look at today is how it works, what I like, what I don't like, and the reasons basically that we bought it, and how it's worked, how it's performed whilst we've been using it. All right. So let's give it a go. Okay, so before we get into it, there's a couple of things we need to understand. So everything that I say is down to us. So what might be good for us isn't necessarily going to be good for you. We're a trade workshop, we do joinery, we do sign making, everything's got to make money, right? I can't have a tool that's going to sit on the side. I can't necessarily have one that's going to do the job but take too long to get that job done. So the cost versus reward is really important to us. So sometimes you might see tools that we use that are mega expensive, but it's the time savings that we make because of that tool that end up paying for it, you know. So another thing that's mega important to us is build quality. I cannot stress how many rubbish tools there are on the market and how much time and money is going to be wasted. They always say buy your second tool first, right? Buy cheap, buy twice. And I've done it on more than one occasion. If you see the Erbauer planer thickness video that I did last year before last, bought cheap, had to buy twice, ended up having to take it back because it was a piece of trash. But yeah, build quality is extremely important for me, and with this, I think we've looked out on it. The other thing is it needs to be able to take abuse. A lot of people treat their tools like babies. I do not. If you're a tool maker and I've sent something in on warranty, I've looked after it, I promise. But for the most part, everything that we have in the workshop needs to be used and abused, right? If I get paint or grease on my tools, it gets a wipe down, that's it. I'm not one for cleaning my tools at the end of the day. Not like that anyway. But yeah, and the same goes with workshop kit. It's got to be robust. It's got to work as soon as I turn it on, and if it needs fixing, I need to be able to fix it. So things like spare parts, belts and pulleys I need to be able to get hold of, things like sprockets. The blades need to be like a common type so I can get them if I can't get them from the main supplier. And yeah, all those little things, it's like what we call the nickels and dimes, they're what really add up, and you can save a lot of money on a tool. And as a prime example, you'll see a lot of Axminster gear in the workshop. There are other tools that are cheaper and probably have the same sort of makeup, but the beauty with Axminster is it's after sales, right? Something goes wrong, I call them up, I speak to the tech guy, he understands what's gone wrong, they send a part out, I fit it, and sometimes within 24 hours, 48 hours, I'm running again. And that, for me, when we're using the tools to make money, to put a roof over our head and put food in my family's mouth, it's the most important thing for us. So we will generally pay a little bit extra if it means that we're going to have that name there. I suppose that's a bit of a funny thing for me to say because I'm not a huge one on buying tools because of the name, right? I don't go buy loads of Festool gear because I like the green like a lot of people do. So it's a bit of a funny one, but it does have to work. We do have to be able to repair it and get it moving again. The longevity of the tool is another big one. So it's got to last, and it's got to be usable for a bunch of different projects. So it's no good me spending £800 on a tool and I'm only going to be able to use it for 3 or 4 different things. And I understand that having a tool that covers loads of bases isn't necessarily the best thing. You're probably not going to get 100% out of it on a bunch of different stuff. But for me, it has to. We're a business, right? And we're a small business as well. I can't just keep throwing money at things. So it needs to be good quality. It needs to be perfect, and we need to be able to work loads of different projects with it. and the ongoing costs, that's the last thing. So the ongoing costs are so for this, for example, how expensive are the blades, right? They're not that expensive. They're maybe 10, 12 pounds, I think, for a set of blades. Can we resharpen them? I think you can buy blades, you can resharpen them, but for 10, 12 pounds, my table saw blades that we send off to get sharpened, they're like 12 pounds sharpened, so you may as well just have a couple of sets. And to be fair, what we're going to do is we're going to get another set, we're going to have a couple good sets, and that'll be for when we're doing real fine work. And then if we're just like ripping timber through it, you know, we're doing 600-700 foot for a floor or something, we'll just chuck the crummy old blades on it and figure it out as we go. But yeah, so those are the points to remember. Let's get into having a run around the tool, shall we? Right, okay then, so quick run around the machine as promised. So yeah, nice and simple. We've got the wheel here for raising and lowering the bed. You can see inside there, you've got your 1, 2 and 3, 4 if it focuses in, to raise and lower the bed up and down, which means there's very little. Here a tiny bit in there, but nothing major. Here's your nice heavy duty lever to decide whether you're going to have the rollers on or off. This is the cast section that I was talking about. Look, nice and easy. So lift it off and it's solid on the floor. And it moves around. Perfect, super nice. Got your usual MVR switch. This is where obviously you've got your dust hood. Comes out there, through here, chucks it straight through into the fan, and then here's the bag. So I'll try and keep this no more than half full. You can see I've just finished the job with it. If it starts to get more than half full, you tend to get a little, well, you get the odd few chippings here and there chucked out, but nothing major. Not like some of the other rubbish tools that I've used. Like is it the Triton? Yeah, the Triton one that I've got. If you don't, or I don't have the extractor on it at all. Even with the dust extractor, my 4-inch down to the 2-inch on it, it still clogs up, so it's pointless. I just let it spray all over the room and then clean it up afterwards. But yeah, so this is the machine, nice and easy. You've got your, I'll show you, you've got your 1, 2, and these are nice and sharp still. There's a little bit of chip out on them. We machined like a few hundred feet, maybe 600 or 700 feet of 1x6 pine boards. It wasn't particularly great quality because we were using it for the floor in the office, and some of the knots were mega hard, so they took a bit of a chip out of the blade, but it's kind of be expected. If I could get this with one of those Helix heads, man, that would be amazing. I don't think you'd need another one really, to be fair, but it doesn't. And this is perfect. It works just as for what we need it for. So for bed adjustment, you've got your scale here, and then you have a little knob here. You turn it up and it moves it nice and slowly, and then back down again. But I mean, it is nice and slowly. It's perfect for when you're planing and you're trying to square your timber up ready for joining. Okay, so build quality. Let's have a look at the machine. So down here we've got a stamped and bent 1mm steel base, probably maybe 3/4 mm with the added paint on top of it. It's perfect for what it is, right? It's not super duper thick, but for what it needs to do, it works. Some of the things that I really love, I'll show you later on, but it's got, I don't know if you can hear that, it's got built-in casters. So the fact that we can manoeuvre it around the shop is amazing. Something else I really love about it is this, right? This is their idea of dust extraction. So this is big fabric bag, nylon bag. There's a fan inside. It sucks all of the chippings out through the fan, through the impeller, and chucks them into that bag. And as long as you keep the bag maybe half, 3/4 full at a maximum, the vast majority, and I would say maybe 95 to 99% of all of your stuff, all your chippings and your sawdust, everything goes in the bag, which is perfect. It's awesome as well in the workshop because we only have set dust extraction points that we can just wheel it around if we need to chuck it out into the middle, because we've got some huge boards to go through it. Stick the bag on. It's perfect, man. I do genuinely love it. Okay, so yeah, so we've got the pop-up cast system. Don't forget that we've got adjustable feet on here as well. So if you have a bit of an uneven floor. We're quite lucky here because we've got a concrete screened floor, but if you've got a wooden floor, perfect for you. Top section, so this is 3mm steel, maybe 2.5 plus the paint. The table raises and lowers, right? The blades and the blades do not, which means that there's very, very, very little movement on this table, which means that the amount of snipe that you're going to get is really, really small. So something that we struggle with the Triton lunchbox planer is it loves to snipe unless you push down on it, which I don't recommend doing. Or we have special blocks that I've made, like sizer blocks that go in there and then we tighten it right down on it, and that kind of gets away from the snipe. But if you've got one, you'll know the wood goes in, and as soon as it hits the rollers, it goes, and then it comes out, and it goes, and it's really irritating, because what you have to do is you have to add on extra timber for your job on the front and back, which sucks. So yeah, so something I really, really love. The bed moves up and down. You've got your wheel here for doing it. It's chain based, and you've got 4 points. You've got 4 1/2 inch, I think, threaded rods here. So there's very little movement in it. You've got cast alley bed both sides. It's mega easy. There's a knob just over the back here. You twist and turn that, and that moves the bed up and down. We did have one issue with the shims, but we dealt with that. And yeah, and then it comes with a standard, I was looking for it, like alley extrusion fence. So this sits into the back here, clamps down on it. We did have one problem maybe with the fence being a little bit twisted, but it took a little bit of fettling, but we got there. So, and I'm happy. We've made huge panels with it, we've made some cedar signs with it, and I've not had any issues with it being off of 90 degrees. It does take a little bit of fettling, but I have not had a tool yet, I've literally not had a tool that we bought for the workshop that hasn't needed a bit of setup time in it. Sometimes that setup time is 5 minutes, and sometimes it's maybe an hour or two, but again, it's how particular you are about the machine, how particular a job you're going to have. But yeah, if you want to see how quick and easy it is to chain this over, I'll stick a video, I'll stick a description in the link. I mean, it's like seconds, maybe 30, 45 seconds to change it over from being a planer to a thicknesser and back again. Super, super easy. Genuinely, have I said that I love it yet? So what we'll do is we'll get into it. I'll take you a run around the machine, and then we'll wrap it up. So, as with any tool, right, the most important thing is the attention to detail. And Lumberjack have dealt with this perfectly. One of the things I really hate or get really fed up with is when I need to take a tool apart, check inside because you hear a funny noise or something's not working quite right, and you go and lose 5-10 minutes looking for exactly the right Allen key or exactly the right spanner size or whatever, and some of them might be made in imperial and you've only got metric, and you start to round bolts off and it's rubbish. However, Lumberjack have thought of this because they give you a little toolbox. So you've got a spanner with your 2 different sizes on it here, and you've got your 4 Allen keys. So I mean, it's awesome. Not like mega top quality stuff, but if it works, it works. That's all that matters. And yeah, I freaking love that. That's amazing. Let's have a look at the next bit. Right, okay, so here we are. This is the inside of the machine, behind the panel I spoke about. As you can see, here's all your bits and pieces. We've got your roller feed. This is the feed for your planer, and your motor's down here. So this is what's powering everything. This little pulley here is beautiful, man. There's like a fan in here, like an impeller, and that will suck all of the shavings that we have through the extractor hood, and it will pull it through the hose all the way down and out here. And this is where you attach their bag. I mean, it's awesome, right? So I can have this anywhere in the workshop set up, and I can put the bag on, and 99% of all of the chips and shavings will come into here, will come out of here into the bag. Saves me saves me so much hassle. And then all I do is I go and dump them in the box, and then they go straight into the Technic wood burner when we need them. But yeah, real nice and tidy. I'm quite impressed with it, to be honest with you. This lever here, so that obviously releases the tension on this belt. That stops the feed roller, and then you can just pop it back in. Whoop. There you go, see it, take it off the casters. But yeah, real nice and tidy. The pulley's good quality, and the gears are stamped, but it doesn't really matter. You're not really going to need anything else from them. What else have we got? Belts are a bit thin, but in reality, do they need to be any bigger for what they are? We've got a nylon pulley here, we've got a plastic one here, and a steel one here. But, you know, for what it is and for the price, I'm really pleased with it. I think it's an awesome bit of kit. Miles better than the Erbauer, right? If you've not seen that video, you should go back and have a look at it. But yeah, should we show you the other side then? So I'll take these out and then you can see what I mean. So this here, this attaches to the extractor hood, dust hood, comes down here, gets sucked into here and then blown out the other side. There you go. So you can see the chain here, obviously nice and loose. Got the wheel here to move the bed up and down. You can see the motor inside. There's nothing really else going on inside other than a bit of electrical. But yeah, so it gets sucked through here, straight into this hole. There's an impeller right down the end of it, don't go sticking around in it. And then chucks it out that square tube, man, into the bag. Real nice, real good quality. And this is like nice and thick. This is 3 mil thick steel plate all the way around on the top. That's what the top end is made out of. So there's very little movement in it, right? So some of the cheaper ones, you get loads of movement, and like my Triton lunchbox planer, the planer, as it goes through and it hits a piece of wood, it jumps up, pops up, which causes you a world of hurt with the snipe and a lot of extra finish time. You get a tiny bit of snipe with this, but nothing major. So yeah, beautiful, man. We'll put this back on and show you the rest of it. So yeah, I mean, you can see you've got your cast alley bed, which is nice and smooth. I've not had any issues with the bed. I checked it, yeah, and it come out fairly perfect. We did have one problem where this wasn't 100% flat, and I mean, it was like, I think the shim that I put in there, I popped these off and I popped this other side off and I put a shim underneath and tightened it up, and then that was 100% perfect. But that was me nitpicking, and I'm really one for nitpicking. So yeah, I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to woodworking and tool setup. So for the vast majority of people, I don't think it'd be an issue at all. But yeah, I mean, it's really nice. You can see, if I get you a close up, you can see how thick all the top is. You know, I mean, it's nice. You can even hear it. Solid. Beautiful, man. Really nice tool. I'm really pleased with it. Alright then, let's wrap it up and get it squared away. So, what do you think? Hey? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think it's worth the money? I think there may be let me have a look for you, maybe $750 at the moment, $73994 including that. So I think we maybe paid a little bit less. Price has gone up, but I think they're out of stock at the moment. But I would definitely check the lumberjacktools.co.uk website for them. I think when you're looking at the price range, we looked at, there was a Shapak one and a Mataro one. Both of them were nice. There was lots of good reviews, but they're meant to be mobile planers. So they're meant to go in the back of the van, get it out of the site, use it, put it back. And I didn't want that. I wanted something that was going to be super rigid. There are issues with it. I don't suppose I've really covered anything that I didn't like. Fence was a bit difficult to sort the twist out, but again, I've not had an aluminium fence like that that's not had any twist in it on any of the machines that I've used. So it's kind of par for the course with the type of fence there is. And I did fix it. So that's the most important thing. I said it took a bit of time, but that was it. Anything else I don't particularly like about it? No. And that's the honest truth, right? And I know it seems stupid, but at the moment, there's nothing that I don't like about it. Like I said, we've run maybe 600-700 foot of pine, 1/6 pine through it. We've run some oak through it. I've run some red grandis, which is like oak's hardwood, through it. What else have we run? We've done a bunch of cedar signs through it. I've maybe run 300-400 foot of cedar through it now, and not had any issues. So for what it is and for the cost, without you start heading up and putting another maybe £400 on it, £500 when you're looking at the, maybe even £1,000 when you're looking at the nicer Axminster ones or the Jet one. There's a company called Bailey Industrial, they do some real nice stuff, but you're talking mega money, and to be able to justify it to yourself, as nice as the Sheelix heads are and those sorts of things, I don't think for the vast majority of people, even for us, it's just not worth the additional cost. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Drop us a comment below, let us know what you think, if there's anything that I missed, if there's anything that you disagree with, you like, dislike, chuck it all down there and we'll get back to you, okay? Cool, you all have a good day, take it easy, and I'll see you soon. So today, it's been a little windy. I don't know if you guys could hear it on the video, but or even hear it now. Oh, it's freezing. It's not been particularly nice. Lost a few tiles on the roof of the wood store, which kind of sucks. And it's also, just to make it bow out on that side, bow out on this side. And I don't know if you can see, you've got a nice big old crack. So, happy days. Got to take all this off, fix it, put the roof back on it, get it sorted, eh? Loads of fun. Have fun, guys. Take it easy. Be good.